It's a example of a successful reunification. And so the dad had not seen the daughter in 2 years. He lived in the same city, was not far away at all, and actually still had contact with the younger sibling who was transitioning. It was just the older sibling. And they had tried everything. By the time I was appointed as the guardian, could already check off all the boxes of all the therapy they had tried, right? So I knew that wasn't going to work. And so the lawyers, I had good relationships with both the lawyers, and the lawyers got along between themselves. And I just said, "Oh, we've got to do something. This girl has missed 43 days of school last year. She's not getting any better. You've tried 5 different kinds of therapy, and it would just be crazy to try therapy again. So I want them to do an intensive, and I want mom to not have contact for a while. 45 days is what I said, at least, and then we'll have a review hearing." What I did was I got a mental health team that consisted of the person to do the intensive and a co-parenting person to work with mom and dad on co-parenting. That was my mental health team. And then I had the 2 lawyers, and the judge was the legal team, of course. And then I'm kind of guardian. And in Texas, a guardian is not an attorney, usually. It's somebody with a child development and psychology background. So, but because I've worked in the legal system for so long, I could kind of straddle the fence, right? I could be in between everyone and monitor accountability and also report back to the court and talk to so the mental health professionals got to stay completely out of court. It protected their work. I was the one that went to court. I did 30-day, 45-day, 60-day reports to the court. I reported on what was going well, how the child was improving, and things we were still working with. Oh, part of the mental health team was also a psychiatrist, because there really was an anxiety disorder that we needed to work with. And what else? Oh, and I also reported on things that the favored parent continued to do to try and interfere. But going in front of the judge like that with a report of this is what's working, this is what's not working, and this is what we need help with. The judge was so great about following the recommendations just the way they were written and issuing sanctions when somebody wasn't behaving. So it kept the favored parent in line completely. And when we didn't need the court hearing, we would pass it because they could be very expensive. And so this was a lot of money for this family. The favored parent ended up having financial sanctions that were quite extensive because the targeted parent had gone through all of his resources, and he could prove it, right? That he had gone through all of his, he had gone through. And favored parent was being helped by grandparents. And so the judge equalized that and had favored parent sanctioned for legal fees for targeted parent. And that really stopped the extra money that was flowing in from extended family members to help fund the favored parent's court case. And behavior changed very, very quickly after that. So the good news is these parents were in co-parenting and kept working at it, and they are now on a 50-50 schedule. And the daughter, I think, missed 3 to 5 days of school last year. Now she's in private school, honors level. Both children are moving back and forth easily. But it took all of us, right? It took the attorneys agreeing on the intensive and even agreeing on the no contact time. You know how rare that happens? You always have to go to court for that, right? And it's a really big step to get that ordered. So the fact that we got that on agreement, and then we just scheduled all these review hearings, and the judge just held to it every step of the way, trusted what the feedback the professionals were giving, held the favored parent to every piece of the court order. There was no wiggle room, and